What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be answering your questions about wheelies. So I've been seeing a lot of comments on the channel asking different types of questions about wheelies. I got them on my phone, so I guess let's stop right here and pull up the first question, see who it's from. From Cinna Loops Bikes, how much throttle do I use when popping up? Okay, Cinna. So if you're not comfortable with popping up your bike and you're still trying to figure out how much throttle to use, you should really just work your way up. So I would say start on the lowest power setting, whatever that is, the lowest gear, and then you're gonna maybe give it like 1/8 of a throttle, right? And now we'll give it like 1/4 throttle, okay? And now let's give it like 1/2 a throttle. Alright, you see what I'm saying? So you just gotta work your way up in small increments. That's the best way to do it. Really, you should be relying on your body weight movements. Okay, so work on the throttle, work up your way to balance point. You don't gotta give it full throttle right off the bat. And if you do gotta give it full throttle to pick up the bike to where you want it, then that's what you gotta do. You just gotta cover the rear brake and don't go too fast, so if you loop, you don't get hurt. Alright, our next question is from Boziat Rips. I'm planning on getting one. Is it easy to wheelie, and what mod should I do? When he says he's planning on getting one, he's talking about a Talaria MX-5 Pro. So I would say yes, you should get one. They're really easy to wheelie for sure. They got a lot of power, especially for an e-bike. Mods you should do, just in general for bikes, I would say your best bet is probably upgraded brakes. Get a footlock. I don't have a footlock, but a footlock helps a lot with keeping your self glued to the seat, and then also a seat cover. There's a bunch of different brands. They got like cheaper brand that's Enjoy. They have the Guts and Thrill Seekers. I personally use Guts just because they have a Velcro. They have Velcro on the bottom of them, so when you go to change the bike, the seat cover, you don't have to re-staple it every time. You just staple in the Velcro and then you Velcro on the seat cover, which is a lot more convenient. What other mods? Mods for your e-bike? I mean, for this bike in specific, I wouldn't upgrade the brakes if you don't have to. I mean, I upgraded mine, but I would say it's not a necessary thing. It's more just for my own shits and giggles. So yeah, mods, I would say your best mods are going to be seat covers, shift lock, and upgraded brakes are a big one for sure. But honestly, the mods for wheelies aren't that important. It's really more about skill than anything. I mean, mods aren't gonna do that much for you if you don't know how to ride. Alright, next question. From T240_. Yo, sick vid, this really helped. I also have an MX-5, but recently just watched a video and it said something about making sure the front wheel spins for the gyroscopic effect, which makes the wheelie easier and less likely to lean over, which the MX-5 suffers from. True. I saw yours doesn't spin at all in the video like mine. Is there any way to make it spin freely during the wheelie like the LBX or E-Ride? Thank you. Well, you're welcome, T240. Alright, so the answer to your question is you're really just going to have to work on getting the front wheel aligned with the brake caliper, because what's stopping the wheel from spinning freely is just the disc is rubbing on the, the brake pad, so it's just not going to spin. But really, I would say the gyroscopic effect and all of that doesn't really matter that much for wheelies. Just for the overall simple point that when you're wheeling long enough, your front wheel eventually is just going to stop spinning because it has no momentum. Once you're off the ground for a while, there's nothing else for the wheel to work off of. But like, I do know what he means. A lot of other bikes, for whatever reason, the wheels seem to spin a lot longer, and if you take off this brake caliper, which I've done, it does help the wheel spin a whole lot better when you're in a wheelie. But from my opinion, I didn't feel that much of a difference to keep my front brake caliper off, so I just put it back on. But if that's what you're worried about, the best way to take care of that and to keep your front wheel spinning freely, to get that gyroscopic effect for the wheelies, is to just align your front wheel better with your brake calipers. Alright, another question. I got a couple questions just from ChatGPT. One of the questions from ChatGPT is a commonly asked question about wheelies, is how do I know when I'm at balance point? I'll say one of the better things for telling if you're at balance point is a video. You know, if you have someone take a video, or you can video yourself. Oh god, big drop. Alright, so how to tell when you're at balance point. The first step would just be get a video of it. You'll be able to tell. If you're having to wonder if you're at balance point or not, you're not. Okay? A video will show you how far back you're getting. A good way to just get a feel for it is to pop your bike up in a standstill. So the best way to do that is put it in a low gear setting. Sit as far back as you can on the seat, because when you pop it up, you're just going to come off the seat, so you don't want to be far up on the seat. So just like a normal wheelie, you just lean in, pull back, throttle, hit the brakes. Alright, now that the bike's standing up, this is your balance point. Alright, I mean, you can like hold it up there, kind of sit on it, get an idea of it, you know. You'll get the feeling you're sitting, 90-degree angle. You feel me? Like, it's gonna feel very weird when you're not used to it. But I have a few more questions from actual people, some actual comments. From Adam Chalele 4190. Yo, I got a question. So I have a Kugio, I don't know how you say it. It's not really the most powerful, but I find it hard to pop it up. I can pop it up a little though. Alright, let's look up what a Kugio is, because I don't know if that's what type of bike that is. Okay, it's a tuttio. It's like a tuttio. Alright, so you got a tuttio. So for a tuttio, you're having problems picking it up. Really, the best thing, you just need to work on using your body weight. So you'll see like a lot of these people that are good at wheelies, that have been practicing a while, like I have it down, is standing on the foot pegs and hovering your butt as far back as here, you know? Don't even have your butt on the seat. When you go to pull back, just your whole body, like you're gonna be squatting off the seat. Like when you see those people take off in the races and stuff, and they're like, their butts jutted out towards the back of the bike, you're gonna be doing that. Alright, so you're gonna lean in, pull back, and then your final position should look like, I'll pop up a picture, but it should look like that. So it'll be like one movement, pull in, or lean in, pull back, and then your whole body weight as far back as you can pull it, and also give as much throttle as you can. It'll pop up, because if you can, if you can pop up a pedal bike, you can pop up an electric bike, especially like a tuttio, because they're light. Alright, last question though. Let's get to the last question. Stocks, Talaria Adventures, California. Stock sprocket, question mark. Stock sprocket? Question mark? Yes, exclamation point. It is a stock sprocket. I would say majority of the e-bikes you get, you'll be just fine with a stock sprocket, unless you're like, but everyone's got a different use case. me personally, I think a stock sprocket is just fine for stunting, you know? Like, you really don't need to go all OD with a different sprocket size, especially for an e-bike. They're meant for torque anyways, and if torque is your problem on an e-bike, like, need more torque to do your wheelies, then you're probably you're definitely power wheeling, you know? Alright, now we're back to where we started. So, stock sprocket, yes, I got a stock sprocket, don't ask, bitch. Just kidding, I love you, Talaria, California Adventure, or Talaria Adventure, California. Ooh, that bitch popped up nicely. Alright, the last question was using rear brake. So, rear brake, feather, not a lot. You don't need to use a lot. Once you're up there, just a little tap to bring you back down, then some more throttle, tap, tap, throttle, tap, 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 throttle, tap, throttle, tap, throttle. That's it, just a little tap. And once you're good, bro, I don't even got to get that far into the whole brake control. Like, once you're good enough to tap throttle, you can figure out the rest. In my opinion, I don't know. Everyone's different, you know. Alright, YouTube. Now that I'm done ranting, hope y'all enjoyed the video. You know, let's see what. God damn it, I hate bugs. See what time it is. It's 11:05. We're still in the AM. It's been dope, yo. Love talking to y'all. I'll update y'all on all the shit that's going on. Hope you enjoy the video. Leave some more questions. I can try and go more in depth about whatever you're questioning. And amen. Have a nice day. Peace.